Hi, it's Mark, your Madison Cork Dork. Yesterday I talked about the 1976 Judgment of Paris, in which French judges ranked an American Cabernet and Chardonnay as number one in a blind taste test. Today I'll be revisiting Albarino due to the incredibly poor quality of the video. Although I can never say anything about Facebook because it's almost as if they always cut off my videos at the beginning. Someday I'll get that fixed. Probably not though. Thanks, Facebook. Get on it, Zuck. Um, so why am I doing these videos? Well, the majority of you have probably heard of some of the following varietals: Cabernet Sauvignon, Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, Riesling, and Moscato. I, however, would like to introduce you to some grapes that you probably never heard of. So at the beginning of each video, I will remind you of a few things. First and foremost, anyone can learn how to smell and taste wine. Your sensation of taste and smell are determined by the chemicals that are in food and drinks. So when we say we're smelling sea salt or we're tasting lemon curd, we're not making this up. With time, you can train yourself to seek out these individual smells. Just swirl your wine glass, close your eyes, and think about the individual fruits or wood or flowers or minerals that you're smelling or tasting. This, of course, will help you appreciate wine. Now, I'll keep bringing up several terms I'll define at the beginning of each video. You already know whether or not, of course, a wine is dry or sweet. Body is the mouthfeel you have when you taste the wine. It's analogous to milk. If it feels like whole milk, it's full-bodied. If it's like skim milk, it's light-bodied. If it's 2%, it's medium-bodied. You can also guess the body by the tears or legs that form on the glass after you swirl it. If the tears take a long while to form, it's full-bodied. If they take a short while and go quickly, it's a light-bodied wine. Tannin is the astringency you feel in your mouth that some wines have. It makes your tongue feel like it's sticking to the side of your teeth or to the roof of your mouth. If a wine is too tannic, you might make this kind of a face. Acidity is how watery your mouth feels after swallowing. The more watery, the higher the acidity. All wines are acidic because they have a lower pH level than water. Alcohol, outside of what's on the label, can also be guessed by how much the wine burns at the top of your throat when it goes down. You can also guess how much alcohol is in the wine by how far away you can hold the glass before you can smell the wine itself. For example, Zinfandel, you can smell from further away than Moscato. Okay, so on to the grape. Albarino is primarily made in the northwest part of Spain in the Galicia region, more specifically in the Rías Baixas region. So we're going to a map of Spain. Here we are. And this is the Galicia region up here in the northwest area. And then getting even closer to the location, here inside Galicia is the Rías Baixas region right here. Or Rías Baixas. Yeah, it's not an easy thing to say considering it's spelled not even remotely close to phonetically. However, of course, it can also be grown in other parts of the world. In Portugal, it is known as Albarino, and it is grown in the Vito Verde region primarily. It's also now produced in several California regions, including Santa Ynez Valley, Clarksburg, Napa, Edna Valley, and Los Carneros, or Carneros. Albarino is also produced in Oregon and in the Umpqua Valley of Oregon, and also Washington State. It has been recently discovered that the grape growers and winemakers in Australia have been supplying and selling wrongly labeled Albarino for over a decade. They thought that they were pouring money into a market for the Spanish grape, only to discover that they were incorrectly sold cuttings of French grape called Savagnin, which obviously would be a very embarrassing mistake, and it was a French person that happened upon this little mistake. Um, so French people for the save. Although I don't know if they're now sticking with the Savagnin label. I know if that's what I was planting, and if it was doing well, I'd stick to it and just change it to the correct name. Another fun fact is Albarino has some of the oldest grapevines on the planet, dating back to 300 years old, and the oldest existing vines are about 400 years. Also, Albarino Day is celebrated on August 1st, and this is reflected by the fact that it should be drunk in warmer weather, which hopefully we'll be getting to at some point relatively soon. So, what can you expect from Albarino? Well, it's a light-bodied white wine. It's very dry and has little, if any, tannin. Albarino is extremely acidic and has a minimum amount of alcohol. The wine is meant to be drunk in a white wine glass, if you have one, and served between 38 to 45 degrees, known as ice cold in the world of wine. Should you have the patience, Albarino can be stored anywhere from 1 to 5 years. You can spend around $12 for a good bottle of Albarino wine, which of course is very affordable. So what are some of the smells and tastes you can expect from Albarino? Lemon zest, grapefruit, honeydew, nectarine, and saline. Pair it with fish tacos for a great time. So if you're already a fan of regular or dry Riesling, you might want to give this white wine from Spain a try. Anyway, this is Mark, your Madison Cork Dork. Join me tomorrow at 3 o'clock when I talk about the best-selling obscure varietal at my World Market store in Middleton, Wisconsin. I created a monster. Thanks for watching.